What is going on, Cosmic Crew? Thanks for stopping by the channel. Today we have some really big news about a new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer that should be coming actually pretty soon. And I can already hear people asking the question, well, what about the Avengers Doomsday trailer? So of course we'll talk about that in today's video as well. But unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, it looks like we are getting another Spider-Man trailer before we get that first full Avengers Doomsday trailer. Of course, we've already had the 4 kind of teaser story trailers, as the Russo brothers called them, come out before Avatar: Fire and Ash, but we have yet to get the full official trailer. However, we got the one for Spider-Man Brand New Day. It broke all of the records, and the next one is probably looking to do the same. Now, according to the insider Cryptic 4K Qual, a new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer is reportedly being prepared. And what most people think, when most people think it's coming out, is June. I've seen some people kind of stress online that this might be attached to The Mandalorian and Grogu. And if that were the case, then Avengers Doomsday couldn't be attached to The Mandalorian and Grogu, which means we'd have to wait a pretty long time, possibly till July, to get that first official trailer. And although I do not believe the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer will be attached to The Mandalorian and Grogu, because this is Sony, keep in mind, it's Sony, not Disney, that handles this stuff for the most part, I still think we might have to wait a little bit for the Avengers Doomsday trailer, but we'll get to that in just a bit. Most of the insiders seem to agree, though, they're here in June. June for the next Spider-Man trailer, which makes sense because the film comes out in July. So a month before the film's going to release, you release another full trailer for it. That is what they typically do. In fact, this time for the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, we didn't get a teaser trailer. Usually it's a teaser trailer, the full trailer, and then one more full trailer. But in this case, they just released a full trailer, so we're owed one more full trailer if they're sticking to kind of how they traditionally do things. Most insiders have said that they have heard June, possibly attached to the Masters of the Universe film, since that film is distributed by Sony. And again, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Sony, right? Marvel Studios makes it, but Sony has a big part in it. So the trailer's being prepared. We're going to get a new one, and we're going to get a new one a month before the movie comes out, which again falls kind of in line with how they traditionally do things. Now, speaking of tradition and how studios traditionally do things, we have the numbers for when Marvel Studios typically releases trailers in advance, right? How many days before? And right now, it looks like Comic-Con might be the place where they're going to release the trailer for the first time. Now, I don't think, I'm just going to address this right away because I can already hear people saying, okay, it's going to show privately again and we're not going to see it publicly. I don't think that would be the case. I think if they showed it at Comic-Con, then they would definitely release it to the public at the same time, which is something that they have done in the past. But here's why I think we're probably not getting it until Comic-Con, and we're not likely going to get it this month, unfortunately, as well. But San Diego Comic-Con 2026 is July 21st through July 26th. That is approximately 145 to 150 days away from the release of Avengers Doomsday. That is the typical release time that Marvel has for their really big movies like Avengers films. So if we were talking about how studios traditionally do things, the timeline for it all seems to really point to Comic-Con. Also, the insider Cryptic HD quality, and I know a lot of people online probably saw a lot of insiders talking about how there was going to be a big trailer today. It seemed to be for The Mandalorian and Grogu. All the insiders basically said, no, this is not for Avengers Doomsday. They haven't really heard much about it, but the insider Cryptic HD Qual, he did say this month is going to be a big month for trailers. But then they went and listed what they have heard we should be getting. And he listed The Odyssey, Evil Dead Burn, Disclosure Day, Masters of the Universe, Toy Story, Werewolf, possibly this month. And then they stated, I hear a Brand New Day trailer is being prepped. Not sure it's this month, but it could possibly land on Masters of the Universe. A Jumanji trailer is ready for release too, so maybe on Masters of the Universe as well. And this was actually in response to their previous tweet that said, don't forget guys, I hear May is a big trailer month. Can't say what trailers yet. Doomsday was not listed, so it looks like we might not be getting that Doomsday trailer this month. And if we think about realistically how everything is, Spider-Man Brand New Day, that's most likely what Marvel wants to focus on. the Avengers Doomsday trailer would kind of overshadow Spider-Man Brand New Day. A little bit. Spider-Man is probably the most popular superhero of all time. But Avengers Doomsday is set to be just a massive movie. We're getting Doctor Doom in the MCU. Robert Downey Jr. is returning to play Doctor Doom. We have the X-Men. I mean, the little trailer clips that we saw have already blown our minds, especially the Cyclops X-Men one. Imagine what the full trailer is going to do. In fact, the description of the trailer that they showed at CinemaCon has already blown our minds, and we haven't seen it yet. So if we're talking about getting our minds blown, that's probably something that Marvel Studios wants to happen after Spider-Man Brand New Day, most likely showing it kind of probably right before at San Diego Comic-Con. That is what I am thinking. That's not confirmed, obviously, but since we're not going to get it this month, and since next month they're going to do a Spider-Man trailer, it sounds like, and then the next month after that is the actual Spider-Man film, it seems like Marvel kind of wants to give Spider-Man the spotlight that he deserves. They're waiting a little bit to release the trailer because of Spider-Man. And I thought that makes sense also for Daredevil Born Again and the Punisher special presentation. We have one more episode to go, that's tomorrow, and then the next week we have the Punisher special presentation. Marvel probably doesn't want to release the Avengers Doomsday trailer to really overshadow the finale and then their next project, which is the Punisher. So it seems like they're just kind of holding on to the trailer. I do believe that they have it. They have it ready, or they at least have a version of it ready to go, and they're just kind of sitting on it, waiting for the perfect time that doesn't interfere with their other projects, so their other projects can do well. But at the same time, we do know that they have recently done reshoots, so it is possible that they are working some new scenes, possibly some new characters, into this new trailer that they will be giving us, because a part of me does not think that it's going to be the exact same trailer that they showed at CinemaCon. I think they put something together that was just for those people at CinemaCon, but the full trailer is going to be different. I actually think what they showed at CinemaCon is something that they have had prepared for a long time, because when we were getting those teaser trailers in front of Avatar Fire and Ash, there were 3 more trailers that were rated and good to go. So what they showed at CinemaCon, I think, was one of those trailers. The full trailer, I think, was always meant to be something different. And I think they probably added a little bit more to it due to the reshoots. We know that they were doing cameos. We know that they were adding characters that hadn't been filmed yet for the movie, which is why some insiders have been stating, oh, I haven't heard anything about this character in the movie. I don't think they're in the film. But then again, reshoots are coming because it's a massive movie with a massive cast. It's really hard to get everybody together at the same time to shoot these things. So the reshoots allowed them to do that, add more characters who they couldn't get before because of timing and scheduling purposes. Now, Comic-Con, they missed last year, and this is their chance to really come back and have a massive presence and kind of just announce the future of the MCU, even going past Secret Wars, which I think is a part of their plan. I think they're going to come back in a really huge way, and I think Comic-Con is, in their eyes, is probably the place to do that. And again, that would mean that it would release the trailer after all the trailers for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and pretty much that movie is about to come out. So it shouldn't step on its toes too much. If they release it, a decent amount before, people will get really, really stoked for it. And if anything, it actually might kind of increase the hype for Spider-Man Brand New Day, making you want to go watch that movie. But it won't come out, near the next trailer, since they're already going to release that probably in June. So it won't overshadow that hype. It should just add to it. And then they'll talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day at Comic-Con as well. That kind of seems like the plan as of now. So I don't think we're actually going to get the Avengers Doomsday trailer in the next couple of months, unfortunately. I think we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, because I think Marvel wants to give its spotlight to the upcoming projects. But we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, that is not confirmed. If we hear anything else, any inside information, any official information, of course, we'll be sure to make a video on that so you can stay updated. And if you want to stay updated, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. And don't forget to like this video and let us know what you think about all this in the comments down below. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.